This week on Gaia.
So what I think has really happened is not only is it vindication that the Annunaki came here and genetically modified the existing hominids on this planet, but I think even prior to the Annunaki, there may have been other species visiting this planet and basically genetically encoding us as well. So even the existing hominid might have already been modified before the Annunaki got here, and they may have just put the finishing touches on that modification.
What we're finding is that civilization is much older than we've ever been led to believe. As climate change melts the ice on the continent of Antarctica, the Earth-penetrating radar is now able to pick up images underneath that ice, suggesting large-scale, complex civilization at the bottom of the ice, and that implies it was there when the ice formed back over 20,000 plus years.
Now, in this little animation from NASA of Mars, you can see that there are clouds in its atmosphere along the equator. Those were not there before. This is very important. Mars used to be cloudless, and this is something new that has happened as a direct result of these interplanetary climate changes that we've been talking about. The clouds simply did not exist before, but they're there now.
The coal and oil and natural gas corporations have hired a whole group of public relations firms and are paying them millions of dollars a year to actually try to convince people that there's no significant contribution being made to this process by the oil, chemical, and coal companies. And so he said, look, I am morally obliged to try to use my office to share this information with people. And that what people need to understand is that these public relations firms are the same companies that were hired by the tobacco companies to convince people that smoking their cigarettes doesn't cause cancer.
All of a sudden, the pilot says, "What the hell is that?" Then on the left side of the vehicle is this huge disc between 1/4 of a mile in diameter. He says, "We flew all around it. We flew over it. We flew under it." He says, "We got a really good look at this thing." And this shimmering tunnel of light opens up. At the far end of this tunnel, we could see a daylit sky with white puffy clouds. And he says, and then the tunnel just sort of dematerialized and went away. And we were all sitting there with our mouths hanging open.
Farmer beings that came in millennia ago and started playing with our genetics started genetically programming us to have a need to worship something higher. They do not want us to know about our spiritual side. We're actually very powerful beings. If they keep us at each other's throats, they can prevent us from co-creating a positive world that most of us desire anyway.
The Siddhis are paranormal and supernatural abilities attained through advanced spiritual practices in yoga.
One of the phenomena that we've become more and more aware of in the West is the fact that human beings actually have capacities that we've come to call paranormal, meaning beyond the ordinary. But more and more we're aware that these are capacities that are within the range of ordinary human experience.
There's something we're not being told here. There's something that is known more worldwide than we believe. And it's right in front of us.
There was a worldwide grid of pyramids over 10,000 years ago. And these pyramids were ancient power plants, producing free, clean, environmentally safe energy that we could power cities with. There are places around the world where these pyramids are yet to be discovered.